Everyone wanted Jang Minkyu. But Jang Minkyu wanted no one. In Seoul, his name was power. His face was everywhere. His family owned towers that touched the clouds. Models waited in hotel lobbies. Rich daughters sent letters. Actresses cried when he said no. Still, Minkyu rejected them all. People whispered, "He is broken. He hates women. He has no heart." But no one knew the truth. Minkyu's heart was not dead. It was locked. Until one forced wedding night changed everything. Minkyu stood by the tall glass window of his father's office. Below him, Seoul glowed like a sea of stars. Cars moved like ants. People lived small lives while his family ruled big ones. His father, Jang Woo-jin, sat behind a long black desk. His voice was calm but sharp. "Minkyu, you will marry." Minkyu did not turn. "I won't." Woo-jin folded his hands. "If you refuse, you lose your place in the company." Silence filled the room. Minkyu finally spoke. "Marriage is fake." Woo-jin smiled coldly. "So is business. But we still do it." Minkyu remembered his parents. No love. No hugs. Only loud fights and quiet pain. His mother cried in gold rooms. His father slept alone. Love ruined them. He swore never to repeat it. "You already chose the bride, didn't you?" Minkyu asked. "Yes," Woo-jin replied. "Her name is Maria." Minkyu turned slowly. "Maria? She is a fashion owner in Seoul. Smart. Calm. Strong. Black. People respect her." Minkyu laughed once. No joy in it. "So now I will marry a stranger, a foreigner at that, just to protect your image?" Woo-jin stood up. "You marry her, or you walk away from everything." Minkyu's hands tightened. The deal was done. Maria stood in her studio, holding white fabric between her fingers. The room smelled like cloth and perfume. Sketches covered the walls. Dresses stood like quiet soldiers. Her assistant ran in. "Maria." The Jang family called again. Maria breathed slowly. She already knew. When the offer first came, her heart jumped, not from money, but from memory. She had seen Minkyu before. At events. At meetings. In silence. While others talked, he watched. While others smiled, he stayed calm. She saw sadness hiding behind his perfect face. She once whispered to herself, "That man is lonely." Now destiny knocked. Her phone rang. "Miss Maria," the voice said. "Do you accept the marriage?" Maria smiled softly. "Yes," she answered. After the call, she looked at her reflection. "I will not fear him," she whispered. "I will understand him." The wedding day arrived like a storm. Cameras flashed. Music played. Guests whispered. The hall shined like a palace. Minkyu wore black. His face showed nothing. Maria walked in white. Her skin glowed under soft lights. Her eyes were calm, not scared. Not proud, just ready. When they stood together, people felt something strange. Ice and fire. The priest spoke. They said yes, but Minkyu never held her hand. When the party ended, they rode in silence to the mansion. The car moved through Seoul's dark streets. Maria finally spoke. "Are you angry?" Minkyu stared ahead. "No." "Sad?" "No." "Then what?" He paused. "Empty." Maria nodded. "That's honest." The car stopped. The doors opened. Their new life waited. Inside the bedroom, lights glowed soft gold. The room felt too big, too quiet. Minkyu removed his jacket and sat on the edge of the bed. Maria took off her heels. She didn't rush him. She didn't cry. She didn't touch him. Instead, she sat beside him and said gently, "We don't have to be lovers tonight." Minkyu turned slowly. Surprised, Maria continued, "Let's just talk." He stayed silent. She smiled a little. "I like your quiet. You see things others miss." Minkyu's voice was low. "Why did you accept this marriage?" Maria looked at her hands. "Because I saw you before anyone forced us. You were rich, but lonely. Strong, but tired." Minkyu felt something move inside his chest. She added, "I don't want your money. I want your truth." Silence stayed between them. But this time, it felt warm. Minkyu finally whispered, "No one ever asked me that." Maria smiled. Then tonight is different. And for the first time in years, Minkyu did not run from a woman. Morning light touched the room. Minkyu opened his eyes slowly. Maria was already awake, sketching quietly near the window. He watched her. She felt his gaze and smiled. "Good morning, husband." The word felt strange, but not bad. She walked over and placed a paper on his desk. "What's this?" he asked. "A dress idea. For your company event." Minkyu looked at it. It was smart, clean, powerful. "You understand business," he said. Maria laughed. "I understand people." Days passed. Maria cooked at night, left notes in his office, asked questions no one dared to ask. Minkyu started smiling without noticing, but just as warmth began, his father called. "Minkyu," Woojin said, "your wife has secrets." Minkyu's heart dropped. "What secrets?" Woojin paused. "Tomorrow, you will find out." Minkyu looked at Maria across the room. She was smiling, and suddenly, he felt afraid to lose her. Secrets are coming. Love is growing. And Minkyu's cold heart is about to be tested. Minkyu barely slept that night. His father's words kept moving inside his head. "Your wife has secrets." Maria slept on the other side of the bed, calm and peaceful, like nothing in the world could touch her. Her breathing was soft. Her face looked gentle in the moonlight. Minkyu turned and studied her. What secret could she have? She never hid her phone, never whispered, never acted strange. Still, his heart felt heavy. In the morning, Maria woke early and cooked breakfast. The smell of eggs and warm bread filled the kitchen. Minkyu walked in quietly. Maria looked up and smiled. "You're awake already." He nodded. "My father called." Her hands paused for a second. "Oh," she said calmly. "He said you have a secret." Maria blinked, then laughed softly. "A secret?" she repeated. Minkyu watched her closely. "Yes." She placed the plate down and faced him. "If I tell you," she said gently, "will you listen with your heart, not fear?" Minkyu hesitated, then nodded. Maria took a deep breath. After breakfast, Minkyu sat, but his mind was already running. After they ate, Maria led him to a small locked room in the mansion. Minkyu had never entered it before. She placed her hand on the door. "Remember when I said I need this room for private stuff?" she said softly. "I kept it private because I was scared." "Scared of what?" Minkyu asked. "Of losing you before I even had you." She opened the door. Inside, the room was full of drawings. Not fashion, not business, but Minkyu. Sketches of him sitting alone, walking in silence, standing by windows, looking tired in meetings. Minkyu froze. On the wall was a large portrait of him, painted with soft colors. His eyes looked lonely but kind. "What is this?" he whispered. Maria stepped closer. "My secret." Minkyu's throat felt tight. "You drew me." She nodded. "Before we married. Before anyone forced us." Minkyu turned slowly. "How?" Maria smiled a little. "I saw you at events. You never smiled like others. You never chased people. You were different." She touched one picture. "I started drawing you, not because you were rich, but because you looked like someone who needed peace." Minkyu felt something shake inside him. His father thought secrets meant danger. But this was devotion. "Why didn't you tell me?" he asked. Maria looked down. "Because love is quiet. And I didn't want to scare you." Minkyu's chest felt warm and heavy at the same time. For the first time, someone had seen him. Minkyu stood in the art room for a long time. He walked slowly from picture to picture. In one drawing, he was sitting alone in rain. In another, he looked strong but tired. In one, he almost smiled. "You captured me," he whispered. Maria stood behind him. "I didn't try to," she said. "I just felt you." Minkyu turned. "No one ever looked at me like this." Maria met his eyes. "Because no one wanted your silence." "I did." The room felt small suddenly. Minkyu's heart beat faster. "Father thinks secrets are danger," Minkyu said quietly. Maria smiled softly. "My only danger is loving too much." Minkyu laughed lightly. Then he surprised himself. He reached out and touched her hand. Maria froze. His hand was warm. Careful. Not forced. Not cold. Thank you, he said. Her eyes widened. For what? For seeing me, when I didn't even see myself. Maria's lips trembled a little. The air between them changed. Something real was growing. Later that day, Minkyu took Maria to his office building. People stared. They were used to seeing him alone. Now, he walked beside her. She wore a simple blue dress. Calm. Strong. At the office, managers bowed. Minkyu stopped at his desk and looked at Maria. Sit with me today. Maria smiled. As your wife or your partner? Minkyu paused. Then said both. She sat beside him and looked at reports. This plan wastes money, Maria said gently. Minkyu blinked. It does. Yes. You focus on power, not people. She pointed at the paper. People buy feelings, not buildings. Minkyu stared. No woman ever talked to him like that. Everyone else feared him. Maria challenged him. You're smart, he said. Maria laughed. You're stubborn. Minkyu smiled. A real smile. Workers noticed. Whispers filled the halls. Is that really Minkyu? He looks happy. Minkyu didn't care. For the first time, his office felt alive. That night, rain fell softly on the mansion. Minkyu and Maria sat on the balcony with warm tea. The city lights shined below. Maria wrapped a small blanket around them. Cold? She asked. Minkyu nodded slightly. She moved closer. Their shoulders touched. Minkyu felt her warmth. He didn't pull away. Instead, he spoke. Why did my father choose you? Maria smiled. He said I don't bow to fear. Minkyu looked at her. That's true. She turned to him. And why do you still keep your heart closed? Minkyu stayed quiet. Then finally said, because love destroyed my parents. Maria listened carefully. Your parents destroyed love, she replied softly. Not the other way around. Minkyu looked at the rain. What if I fail? Maria smiled gently. Then we learn. Minkyu's heart felt tight again. But this time, not painful. Hopeful. He slowly turned toward her. Their faces were close. Rain sounds filled the silence. Minkyu whispered Maria. She looked at him. Yes! And just as his lips almost touched hers, his phone rang loudly. Minkyu froze. Maria blinked. He checked the screen. It was his father. Minkyu hesitated, then answered. Woojin's voice was cold. Minkyu, your wife's past is beautiful, but tomorrow society will test her. Minkyu's heart dropped. What do you mean? Woojin replied slowly. A public event. Cameras. Questions. Pressure. Minkyu looked at Maria. She smiled softly, unaware of the storm coming. Woojin added, let's see if love survives the world. The call ended. Minkyu's hand tightened. Maria tilted her head. What happened? Minkyu swallowed. Tomorrow. Seoul meets you. And suddenly, love was no longer private. Morning came fast. Sunlight entered the mansion like soft gold. Minkyu stood in front of the mirror, fixing his suit, but his eyes kept moving to Maria. She was by the window, wearing a calm cream dress. Her hair rested gently on her shoulders. She looked peaceful, but inside, she felt the pressure of today. Seoul would see her. Minkyu walked closer. Are you scared? He asked quietly. Maria smiled. Only a little. He nodded. Everyone will look at you. She turned. Then stand with me. Minkyu paused. Then he held her hand. The touch surprised even him. Maria felt it and smiled wider. The car waited outside. When they stepped out together, cameras already flashed. Click, click, click. People whispered. That's his wife. She's different. He's holding her hand? Minkyu didn't let go. For the first time, Seoul saw him not as ice, but as a man. The event hall was huge and bright. Business leaders, fashion owners, media, influencers. Minkyu usually walked alone. Today, Maria walked beside him. People stared. But something strange happened. Minkyu started smiling. Not fake. Not cold. Real. Maria whispered, relax your shoulders. Minkyu blinked. Like this. Yes, she laughed. He actually laughed too. Cameras caught it. Flash. Reporters gasped. Did Jang Minkyu laugh? A woman from media approached. Mr. Jang, can we ask a question? Minkyu nodded. She pointed to Maria. What changed you? Minkyu looked at Maria. Then he answered slowly. She reminded me I'm human. The room went quiet. Maria's heart jumped. Another reporter asked her, how did you melt him? Maria smiled gently. I didn't melt him. I listened. People nodded. They liked her already. Not because she was rich, but because she was real. During lunch, business partners watched Minkyu carefully. Before, he was cold. Now, he poured water for Maria, pulled her chair, asked her opinion. Which design fits the market? He asked her. Maria looked at the fabric samples. This one feels warm. People love warmth. Minkyu turned to his team. We use it. Everyone blinked. He never changed plans so easily. A manager whispered, he trusts her. Maria leaned closer to Minkyu. You're doing great. Minkyu smiled softly. I'm doing different. Maria's eyes met his. For a second, noise faded. Only them existed. Minkyu realized something scary and beautiful. He wasn't pretending anymore. He truly cared. That evening, social media exploded. Pictures spread everywhere. Minkyu smiling. Minkyu holding hands. Minkyu laughing beside Maria. Headlines appeared. Who changed the Ice Prince? Jang Minkyu's wife brings warmth to Seoul. The woman behind the billionaire's smile. Minkyu sat on the couch, reading quietly. Maria sat beside him. People like you, she said. Minkyu shook his head. They like us. He turned to her. Before you. I felt empty. Maria stayed quiet. He continued. My house was big, but cold. My life was loud, but lonely. He looked at her eyes. Now, it feels alive. Maria's breath slowed. Minkyu reached for her hand again. This time, he didn't think. He felt. Maria, he whispered, I'm falling. Her heart jumped. Falling where? She teased softly. Into you. Silence wrapped them. Warm silence. Maria smiled with wet eyes. Then don't stop. Minkyu leaned closer. Slowly. Carefully. This time. Their lips touched. Not rushed. Not wild. Just soft and real. For Minkyu. It felt like coming home. Night covered Seoul again. Minkyu and Maria stood by the window, watching the city lights. Minkyu wrapped his arms around her from behind. She leaned into him. Before, he hated touch. Now, he needed it. I used to think love was weak, Minkyu said. Maria smiled. And now? It's strong. He rested his chin on her shoulder. You changed me. Maria turned slightly. No. You allowed me to. Minkyu closed his eyes. For the first time since childhood, he felt safe. But outside, the world was still watching. Some people loved them. Others felt jealous. Some wanted power. Some wanted control. And somewhere in Seoul, someone whispered, if Maria can change Jang Minkyu, then she can also break him. Minkyu didn't hear that. He only felt her heartbeat against his chest. And he promised himself silently, I will protect this love, even if the world tries to steal it. The next morning felt different. Minkyu woke before Maria. Sunlight touched her face softly. Her breathing was calm. One hand rested near his chest, like she trusted him without thinking. Minkyu stayed still. He watched her. Before Maria, mornings were empty. He woke, worked, ruled, slept. No feeling. No meaning. Now, his heart felt full. He remembered their forced wedding. Cold hall. Cold hands. Cold promise. That was not love, he thought. He slowly moved her hand from his chest and stood up quietly. He walked to the balcony and looked at Seoul below. Cars moved. People rushed. Life continued. Minkyu placed his hand on his chest. I married you because I had to, he whispered to the air. But now, I want you because I choose you. Behind him, Maria's voice came softly. Choose me for what? Minkyu turned. She stood there in his shirt, hair loose, eyes curious. He swallowed. For my life. Maria blinked. Minkyu walked closer. Maria, our wedding was not real love. It was business. Fear. Pressure. She stayed quiet. He continued. But what we have now is different. He took her hands. I don't want a forced wife. I want a chosen woman. Maria's heart started beating fast. Minkyu looked into her eyes. Today, I will ask you properly. Maria whispered, ask me what? Minkyu smiled softly. To marry me for real. Later that day, Minkyu surprised everyone. He canceled meetings. He ignored calls. He took Maria out alone. No guards close. No cameras near. Just them. They drove to a quiet place near the Han River. The sky was blue. The wind felt gentle. Birds moved across the water. Maria looked around. This place is beautiful. Minkyu nodded. I used to come here alone. He parked the car and stepped out. Maria followed. They walked slowly near the river. Minkyu's mind was loud, but his heart was clear. He stopped walking. Maria turned. What's wrong? Minkyu reached into his pocket. Maria froze. He pulled out a small black box. Her breath stopped. Minkyu laughed nervously. I know we are already married, he said. But that was my father's idea, not mine. He opened the box. Inside was a simple, shining ring. Not big, not loud, just honest. Minkyu slowly went down on one knee. People passing stopped. Maria's hands flew to her mouth. Minkyu looked up at her. Maria, you walked into my cold life and made it warm. You saw me when I hid. You loved me when I didn't know how. His voice shook a little. I don't want you because of duty. I want you because of love. Tears filled Maria's eyes. Minkyu continued. Will you marry me again, this time with my heart? The world felt quiet. The river waited. Maria cried softly. Yes, she whispered. Then louder. Yes, Minkyu. 1,000 times yes. Minkyu stood up and hugged her tightly. People clapped. Strangers smiled. And for the first time, their marriage truly began. Minkyu slid the ring onto her finger. Maria stared at it like she couldn't believe it. You already made me your wife, she said, laughing through tears. Minkyu smiled. Now I'm making you my love. He touched her face gently. Before, he never touched anyone like this. Now, his hands felt natural. Real. Maria leaned into him. I waited for this, she whispered. Minkyu blinked. You waited. Maria nodded. Not for a ring. For your heart. Minkyu pulled her closer. You have it. They stayed there for a long time. No rush. No noise. Just peace. When they returned to the car, Minkyu held her hand the whole time. Not because of cameras, but because he wanted to. News spread fast again. But this time, not gossip. Love. People saw videos of Minkyu kneeling by the river. Headlines appeared. Billionaire proposes to his own wife for love. Jang Minkyu chooses Maria with his heart. From forced marriage to real romance. Social media exploded with hearts. Women admired Maria. Men respected Minkyu. At the office the next day, workers whispered. He looks different. He walks lighter. He smiles first now. Minkyu entered holding Maria's hand proudly. A manager bowed. Chairman, congratulations. Minkyu replied calmly. Thank you. She is my partner now, not decoration. Maria squeezed his hand. He looked at her and smiled. Everyone noticed. Jang Minkyu was no longer ice. He was fire with control. That night, back at the mansion, candles glowed softly. Minkyu prepared dinner himself. Badly. Maria laughed. You're burning the rice. Minkyu smiled shyly. I'm better at business than cooking. Maria helped him. They moved together in the kitchen. Hands touching. Laughing. Living. After dinner, they sat close on the couch. Minkyu turned serious. Maria. She looked up. Before you, I feared love. I thought it destroys people. He paused. But you showed me, love builds people. Maria touched his chest. You were already strong. I just opened the door. Minkyu held her hand over his heart. Promise me something. What? Never stop being you. Maria smiled. Promise me something too. He nodded. Never close your heart again. Minkyu looked into her eyes. I promise. But outside their warm world, Jealous eyes watched. Quiet plans formed. And someone in Seoul whispered softly. Love made him strong. But strength always attracts storms. Minkyu held Maria close, unaware. And their real journey was only beginning. The next morning, sunlight poured into the mansion. Minkyu sat at the dining table with Maria, drinking coffee quietly. He had never felt this peaceful before. The house no longer felt empty. The air felt warm, alive. The door opened. Jang Woo-jin, his father, stepped in. He paused when he saw them. Maria stood and greeted him politely. Good morning, Chairman Jang, she said softly. Woo-jin's eyes softened. He looked at Maria. He looked at his son. Then he looked at the way Minkyu held her hand like she was precious. This is different, Woo-jin muttered. Minkyu raised an eyebrow. Different good or different bad? Woo-jin smiled faintly. Good. Very good. Maria tilted her head. Thank you, sir. No, Woo-jin said slowly. Not thank you. I am proud. Proud of you. Maria froze slightly. Pride from Minkyu's father was rare. Almost impossible. She hadn't expected this. Woo-jin continued, I have watched my son live in silence, in fear of love. He never smiled the way he does now. And it's because of you. Maria felt her heart swell. She had only wanted to understand him, not to be praised. Maria, Woo-jin said, leaning against the wall, you are not just my daughter-in-law. You are the reason my son is alive again. Minkyu's eyes softened as he looked at his father. You really mean that? Woo-jin nodded. I do. I thought forcing him to marry would protect the company. I didn't know that love could save him instead. But you did it. Maria smiled gently. I only listened to him. That was all. Listening is the greatest gift, Woo-jin said, nodding. Most people would never see his heart. But you saw it. You loved it. Minkyu's chest tightened. He had never felt so much warmth toward both Maria and his father at the same time. Woo-jin looked at them both and said, Maria, you are more than worthy. My son is lucky. I am lucky. Seoul is lucky to see that love exists in someone like you. Maria felt tears well up. She looked at Minkyu, whose hand never left hers. Minkyu whispered, Did you hear that? Even my father, he's proud of you. Maria laughed softly through tears. I think I earned it. Woo-jin nodded, then turned to leave the room. But before walking out, he stopped. One last thing, he said. Do not let the world tell you who to be. You changed my son. That's enough for all of us. Then he left quietly, leaving the two of them alone. Minkyu leaned closer to Maria. Do you realize, even my father is proud of you? Maria rested her head on his shoulder. I don't need his pride. But it feels nice, doesn't it? Minkyu smiled and kissed the top of her head. Nice? It feels like home. For the first time in years, Minkyu felt completely at peace. And for the first time, he realized love could be stronger than fear, stronger than silence, stronger than power. That afternoon, Minkyu invited Maria to his father's office. Woo-jin was sitting at his desk, reviewing papers. He looked up when they entered. Sit, he said. Maria sat beside Minkyu. Woo-jin leaned back and smiled, this time fully. Maria, I have watched many people try to reach my son. They all failed. You succeeded. You didn't break him. You didn't chase him. You healed him. Maria's eyes widened. She didn't expect such open praise. I am super proud, Woo-jin continued. And I will tell everyone that you are a partner, not just a wife. My son made the right choice, because of you. Minkyu looked at his father, then at Maria. His heart swelled. I love you, Minkyu whispered to Maria. She smiled softly. I love you too. Woo-jin watched them silently. A rare tear fell from his eye. I knew one day he would find someone who truly sees him, Woo-jin muttered. Maria, thank you for being that person. Maria reached out and held his hand gently. Thank you, sir, for trusting me. Woo-jin nodded. Trust is earned, and you earned it every day. From that moment, the house no longer felt like a mansion of pressure and rules. It felt like a home filled with love, laughter, and hope. Even the city outside seemed to glow differently. Seoul, which had watched them from afar, now loved Maria too. Not because she was rich or powerful or elegant, because she changed the coldest heart in the city and made it beat with warmth again. That evening, Minkyu and Maria walked in the mansion garden. The wind carried the scent of flowers. Minkyu stopped and took both of Maria's hands. "Maria," he whispered, "I know we are already married, but I want to choose you every day. I want the world to see it, and I want you to feel it." Maria smiled, feeling her heart race. "I choose you too, Minkyu. Every day." He leaned down and kissed her softly. And outside, the city lights reflected in the river, as if Seoul itself celebrated their love. Woojin watched from the window. Pride filled his chest. My son has finally found someone worthy," he whispered. And for the first time, Jang Minkyu, Maria, and even the father felt completely, truly happy. Days passed quietly, but every day felt alive. Minkyu woke early to see Maria sketching quietly in the living room. He watched her, amazed at how calm and strong she was. Her presence had changed everything: his moods, his life, even his smiles. Maria noticed his gaze. "Good morning," she whispered. "Good morning," he replied softly, walking to her. He lifted her hand and kissed it. "I never imagined mornings could feel like this. Peaceful." Maria laughed softly. "It's because you're finally letting love in." Minkyu smiled. "No, it's because I'm letting you in." News of their genuine love spread across Seoul. People admired Maria for changing the coldest man in the city. Articles praised her courage, kindness, and intelligence. Social media overflowed with hearts and messages. Minkyu didn't care about fame. He cared about her. He cared about their quiet dinners, their walks in the garden, their laughter echoing through the mansion. And Maria? She cared about him. About his heart, his mind, and every little part he had once hidden. One evening, they walked along the Han River, hand in hand. The city lights reflected in the water, sparkling like tiny stars. Minkyu stopped and turned to her. "Maria, I know we are married, but every day I want to choose you. I want the world to see that you are not just my wife, you are my love, my partner, my everything." Maria smiled. "I want that too, Minkyu. Every single day." He pulled her close. "Then we choose each other, always." They kissed softly, surrounded by the soft wind and the quiet city. For the first time, Minkyu felt complete. Not just wealthy, not just powerful, but loved. Truly loved. Weeks passed, filled with laughter, work, and quiet moments. Maria's fashion label grew, but she never lost her warmth. Minkyu supported her not as a boss, but as a partner. They argued, they joked, they shared everything. Their love became stronger with each passing day. Woojin watched from the sidelines, proud of both of them. "My son, he's truly happy." Thanks to her. Even the media adored them, not as gossip, but as a story of real love that changed a man and a family forever. One quiet night, Maria leaned her head on Minkyu's shoulder. "Do you remember our first wedding night?" she asked softly. Minkyu nodded. Cold, quiet, strange. "And now?" He kissed her forehead gently. "Warm. Alive. Perfect. Because you're here. You made me love again, not just life, but you." Maria smiled, tears in her eyes. "And you made me believe that even a lonely heart can find home." They stayed like that, watching the moonlight dance on the city. For the first time, nothing felt forced. Nothing felt broken. Their love was complete. Months later, at a private family dinner, Woojin raised his glass. "To my son, who finally found love. And to Maria, who changed his world." Minkyu and Maria smiled, holding hands across the table. "To love," Maria whispered. "To forever," Minkyu added.
Cheers to us! To us!
And in that moment, surrounded by family, warmth, and the quiet joy of real love, their story reached its happiest ending. No games. No forced obligations. Just two hearts that found each other and chose each other again and again, every day. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, comment your thought, and subscribe for more amazing stories to come.